It's time for Lefties Losing It, and brace yourselves. I have an all-time great Lefties Losing It clip coming up shortly. But first, we've seen actor and Lefty Losing It regular Alec Baldwin have multiple Trump-induced meltdowns. We've mocked his antics repeatedly on this segment. But even I felt a little bit sorry for him watching this next clip. Watch how this lefty wife, Hilaria, who identifies as Latin, but she's actually not Latin, listen to how she speaks to Alec, her husband. This is rough, folks.
It's going to be great. You're a winner.
Oh my God, when I'm talking, you're not talking. No, when I'm talking, you're not talking. This is why, yes, we'll have to just cut him out of the show.
It's going to be great. You're a winner.
Oh my God, when I'm talking, you're not talking. No, when I'm talking, you're not talking.
Oh, look at that look to camera. Looks a little bit haunted. If that's how she talks to him on the red carpet in front of the media, imagine what's happening behind closed doors. No wonder he's losing it on a regular basis. Now to geriatric Democrat Chuck Schumer, who appeared on The View, where his levels of lefty lunacy intensified further to a point where he mocked those who want to keep more of the money they've earned. He mocked those who want to see a reduction in taxes and red tape. Watch this and you'll understand perfectly why the Democrats, well, they're pretty much unelectable with an approval rating sitting at 29%.
And you know what their attitude is? I made my money all by myself. How dare your government take my money from me? I don't want to pay taxes. Or I built my company with my bare hands. How dare your government tell me how I should treat my customers, the land and water that I own, or my employees? They hate government. Government's a barrier to people, a barrier to stop them from doing things. They want to destroy it. We are not letting them do it, and we're united.
Yeah.
They think they own you. They think you wanting to keep more of your own money is somehow selfish, but they taking a chunk of your wages to waste on LGBTQ activism is, righteous. To CNN now, where the hosts asked this imbecilic question, suggesting Tesla dealerships being firebombed and Teslas being vandalised is just a form of resistance. Indeed, she wonders whether this is what resistance should look like.
Like if you are attacking Teslas or dealerships, going beyond vandalism, that could be an act of domestic terrorism. But I do want to ask about this as resistance. Is this what resistance should look like?
Talking about CNN, here is former anchor and insufferable hysteric Don Lemon. And he's reminiscing here about CNN's golden age during the COVID era.
The highest point of CNN was during COVID, and we had COVID and George Floyd at the same time, and Donald Trump. And that was the height. That was the highest ratings, the most profitable of CNN. And so it was amazing to be there. People watched every night. Right. And they sort of relied on us because you were stuck.
Sounds like torture. Stuck at home listening to fact-free propaganda from CNN about COVID, BLM and Trump. Gosh. Now, this may be the cringiest clip of the week. Watch this man, and I use the word man loosely here. This lefty thought it was a good idea to film this and post it online. I've got to say, bless these clowns, because if they didn't do this, if they didn't volunteer this content, this segment wouldn't exist. Oh, I just love that. The slow motion, the looks to camera. That's a real-life David Brent right there. I'm sure that clip is going to terrify MAGA types everywhere. Now to more toxic masculinity, this time from MSNBC anchor Lawrence O'Donnell, who goes on a frankly ludicrous and xenophobic rant about Elon Musk. The bigotry here is eye-opening.
Elon Musk does not understand the country where he now lives. Elon Musk would fail by a wide margin a high school AP American history test. He grew up in white South Africa, going to a segregated elementary school and high school where he learned nothing about American history, American law, American free enterprise. Elon Musk is such a bad salesman that he was stupid enough today to bring even more attention to the latest disturbing challenges the Tesla owners are facing, thanks entirely to Elon Musk.
Yeah, the world's richest man, a genius who just engineered the return of stranded astronauts from space, is just a dummy who doesn't even understand business. Well done, Lawrence. Just brilliant analysis there from you, you know. Now, this next story is astonishing. It's so big that I think I'm going to start a new segment called The Golden Age. We'll start it next week because we are at the start of a golden age in America. Earlier today, 2 NASA astronauts who were stranded in space for more than 9 months, they were supposed to be there just for a week. And it wasn't NASA that rescued them today, it was Elon Musk's SpaceX. It was audacious, it was high stakes, it was magnificent. Let's first hear from the astronauts why they were still in space. Here they thank Elon Musk and Donald Trump for the rescue mission.
We're coming back before long, so, don't make all those plans without me.
I can tell you at the outset, all of us have the utmost respect for Mr. Musk and obviously respect and admiration for our President of the United States, Donald Trump. We appreciate them. We appreciate all that they do for us, for human spaceflight, for our nation.
And earlier today, the rescue mission was completed successfully. The astronauts returned to Earth safely, landing in the Gulf of America of Tallahassee, Florida.
And splashdown. Crew 9 back on Earth.
Copy splashdown. We see main chutes cut. Nick, Alex, Butch, Sunny, on behalf of SpaceX, welcome home.
Welcome home indeed. Let's bring in journalist and filmmaker Ami Horowitz. Ami, this was an incredible mission to have these 2 astronauts, Barry Butch Wilmore and Sunny Williams, return home safely. It's a triumph for SpaceX, it's a triumph for the Trump administration and for America.
Yeah, no question. And can someone get that woman a hair tie, please? I've been seeing her for a year with her hair up like that. Like, I can't stop thinking about that Lawrence O'Donnell clip. Oh, my God. We need more cowbells. Oh, that's all I can think about. Look, SpaceX, right, versus NASA. I mean, the numbers are so stark, it's unbelievable. SpaceX is 10 times faster and twice as cheap as NASA. SpaceX has 1% overruns on their projects. NASA has 90%, okay? And they keep banging on Elon Musk. This is a man who created 3 industries, not 3 companies, 3 industries, and not like 3 like cottage industries. Electronic payments, electric cars, private space industry. This is the guy he might be the most accomplished man in human history, yet they don't want him running a department in the government. This is what the problem is with Democrats, Rita.
It is, and it just occurred to me, this entire mission just tells you so much about Biden's America compared to Trump's America. All that cost and expenditure with NASA, sending these 2 astronauts for a week, having them stranded for close to 10 months, Biden administration refusing Elon Musk's help to bring them back earlier because they thought it would be a boost for Elon Musk and Trump if it happened during the election campaign. So it just speaks of the big bureaucracy, waste, inefficiency, incompetence. And you would think Elon Musk, with this achievement and the others you noted, would be a hero, but among the left, he is as hated as Donald Trump these days. They're attacking Tesla dealerships, they're vandalising random Teslas. Trump is calling these attacks a form of domestic terrorism.
Do you consider this an act of domestic terrorism?
I think so.
Why?
I think that if and when they catch the people, and I hope they do, the good thing is they have a lot of cameras in those places, and they've caught some already having to do with that. I think that you will find out that they're paid by people that are very highly political on the left.
Ami, the New York Post reports anti-Tesla protests. Some of them are being fueled by a Democratic mega donor whose ex-husband is one of Elon Musk's closest pals. So that sounds a little bit personal, but I'm not suggesting she's behind any of these fire bombings or acts of vandalism. But the destruction and the activism that's turned into violence here is quite disturbing and almost reminiscent of what we saw during that summer of love with the BLM riots.
Yeah, it is disturbing, and we're going to see a lot more of it, unfortunately. Look, the Democrats, they're such two-faced hypocrites. It really makes me sick, right? Hate Elon Musk, but they love their billionaires. They love their Jeff Bezos and George Soros and J.B. Pritzker and Tom Steyers, and I can go on and on. Their list of billionaires is long. Might be longer than the Republicans' list. And they're going after. Yeah, and they're going after Elon Musk. Look, the president used that term domestic terrorism very specifically, right? Because while there's no actual federal crime for domestic terrorism, 33 out of the 50 states, in fact, do have it listed as a certain crime. And what you're going to find is you're going to get a hefty sentence if you're convicted under that for essentially the same offense. You're burning a car, just on the street. Normally, you might get a few months in prison. Burn a car because you're trying to make a political statement and scare people and create terror in your community, you might get 10 years to life. So they're using that very specifically, and I'm all for it. And I think, the BLM riots, those are all, and frankly, even on the right, I want to see all. If you're committing acts of terror, I don't care if you're from a jihadist in the Middle East or you're in the United States, you will pay the price, and I expect that to happen to these people.
Now, Gavin Newsom has ambitions to be president, but the California governor's reckless economic mismanagement is causing more problems for his home state. He's now asking for an additional $2.8 billion because California's health system has been overwhelmed by illegal immigrants. Army, how can he have his hand out for more funding when this problem is entirely self-inflicted?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Look, why the Democrats want to spend money, look, ultimately what they're looking to create a class of people dependent on the government who will be an underclass who will always vote Democratic. It's political power, pure and simple. It's disgusting, okay? California, I think a lot of people don't realize, last year California passed a law saying that Medi-Cal, which is the state Medicare system, will cover illegal immigrants. This is costing the California taxpayer $10 billion extra a year, right? What's $1 billion here and $1 billion there between friends, right? Soon enough, we'll talk about real money. And the dirty secret, by the way, is this not only costing California taxpayers, it's actually costing federal taxpayers because of this loophole in federal reimbursement for Medi-Cal. So good luck, by the way, continuing to try to pass this burden off the federal taxpayer with Donald Trump in office and the Republicans controlling the House and the Senate. I think they're going to find a way to close this loophole very soon. And California, you're going to be having to carry this burden all on your own. Now, this is a warning for Democrats. I know, Rita, you're going to think I'm crazy. You're going to think I'm unhinged when I tell you this. California is not lost to the Republicans. Okay, this is the way the political system works. It ebbs and it flows, and it sometimes ebbs and flows over periods of decades. It truly does, but it can turn around. And I think you're going to push it to a breaking point where California voters are going to say, enough. We cannot stand this anymore. Okay, and a watershed event may in fact be the $30 billion, maybe up to $50 billion that California taxpayers are going to have to pay for the California wildfires because of Democratic incompetence. Layer that with all this other budget shortfalls that we're talking about, I think you're going to find that the Democrats not only have a massive problem nationally, but in California and other states as well.
You're either a genius who's picking up a trend before anybody else, or I'm going to say you're crazy because California is lost in my mind. It's a one-party state.
It's the former, Rita. The former.
Well, it's the demographic changes there have been stark, and I do wonder whether it could ever be a Republican state again, given how the demographics have changed. But you know what? We'll wait and see. And if you've called it, I will I will acknowledge your brilliance. Just on Gavin Newsom quickly, who is the next leader of the Democrats? They seem to be completely rudderless now. There's suggestions that AOC is a potential leader. I mean, that would be mad, but you've got political pundits even saying that. You seem to have the most extreme, loudest voices who are setting the agenda right now. Who do you see as the next leader who could be a likely presidential candidate for them?
Look, they just actually recently did a poll surveying Democrats on who they support for the next leader. And you said AOC. I know you said that kind of almost tongue-in-cheek, but Rita, she's the leader in the clubhouse right now. She had the largest percentage share of vote. Let's not forget, by the way, Rita, how crazy the Democrats are. Yeah, Biden won the nomination and became president ultimately, but he was losing to Bernie Sanders. He was going to lose to Bernie Sanders. He only won because a single congressperson, influential in South Carolina, decided to back him publicly, and that changed the tide for Biden. Otherwise, we would have had Comrade Bernie as the head of the Democratic Party. So it's not so crazy to think these crazy leftists are going to take over the Democratic Party. They've already won the theology of the party, no question about that. So why shouldn't they have political power as well?
President Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I can't wait to see that. It's never going to happen. Americans will never be that crazy ever. Army Horowitz, thank you for your time tonight.
Get woke, go broke. Ain't no joke. Get woke, go broke. You're so damn woke.
Toxic, terrible man. Hey!
Go away now. The Oscars think they can go woke, but Hollywood will now go broke. YouTube give itself an award, and Susan take a fall on the sword. Get woke, go broke. Ain't no joke. Get woke, go broke. You're so damn woke. Get woke, go broke. Ain't no joke. Get woke.